Hello Facebook community, greetings. I'm Dr. Upinder Singh. I'm the chair of geriatrics for Southern Hills Hospital and the physician executive for Kindred Healthcare. We are living in very uncertain times. None of us remember any event, anything like this. And that brings a lot of uncertainties. Being a Las Vegas for life, it is so eerie to see the whole strip totally closed and not a person there. The last time I remember something like this happened, I am told actually that was in 1963. I don't remember, that was way before I was born. So November of 1963, when the President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. And that was only for a day. But now we have been going 4 weeks and the strips are so closed. People are unable to visit their grandkids. There are no flights. They cannot go visit their kids, their grandkids. Remember, there was a time when we were talking that there will be flying cars in 2020. Forget about the flying cars. We don't even have flying planes right now. People are unable to go and see their loved ones. They are in a nursing home, assisted living facility. The visitation has been curtailed. They cannot go and see them. Young people are unable to go on dates. Forget about young people. Nobody is able to go on a date. Everything is virtual. They are just swiping right or left. Gym lovers are having withdrawals. And people are losing their jobs. And because of that, people are missing their colleagues. Bosses, not so much. But you know, the interesting thing is, some people may be missing their work bosses also, because the home bosses are good only for a few days. After that, it becomes a problem. It's so odd, ironical, when we know that the air is pure, but we need masks. Gas is cheap, there is no traffic on the roads, but nowhere to go. Our hands are so clean. I don't remember my hands being so clean, washing 100 times a day, but we cannot shake hands. The cook, the chef inside me is going crazy, but we cannot invite any friends over. People have money, at least people who have money, they have nowhere to spend it. They cannot go shopping. People who don't have money, they have no way to earn it. And this has led to a lot of anxiety, angst, loneliness, and frustration. I just want to say something. If somebody has any questions, they can just type their question, and I will be happy to answer any and every question, time permitting. So, and no question is out of bounds. There is no question which is not a good question. Answers, I cannot guarantee whether they will be good or no, but questions, please feel free to ask those questions. Because the questions you may have, others may have the same question, but they are too shy to ask those questions. Different agencies, trust me, different agencies are doing whatever they can based on whatever information they have available to them and their interpretation of that information. And predictive models that they are using, they're using that. So different agencies are doing everything in their power. Nobody wants this to continue a day longer than it needs to be. You know, somebody had an interesting meme that when the Chuck Norris got exposed to the coronavirus, the virus had to be put on quarantine for 2 weeks. You and I are not Chuck Norris, so we have to follow the directions and everything. We have to stay 6 feet apart. We have to follow the social distancing. And that is so interesting. And people are not touching anything. It is so strange. I wanted to take a picture. I was at a place, and there was a person there. I asked that person, will you take a picture for me? And he made a face. And I said, why is he making a face? I don't get it. And then he said, if you don't mind, I'm trying to not to touch anything that is not mine. And immediately I understood. So this is so strange. And then we were asked to use the masks. People who had access to masks, they were able to get those masks. People who did not have a mask, they got very creative. They used their home masks and whatever mask they could come up with. There are so many pictures on the internet with a lot of creativity there. And I'm pretty sure many of you have come up with their own creative masks and all that. And don't stop doing that. It may not work, but it looks cool. And sometimes that's the best thing we can do. The other funny thing is that in Europe and in Asia, it is called lockdown. In America, it is called shelter at home. So the same people who were considered that they are good for nothing, they were sitting on their couch all day, playing with their remote, watching all their games and drinking beer. They were called lazy, good for nothing people. All of a sudden during these times, now they are being called very responsible adult. See how things change? And believe me, many of them are exploiting it to the hilt. In the beginning, kids got excited. Oh, we don't have to go to a school. Schools are closed, fun. But when the schools caught up with it, when they started to do Zoom classes, they started to give you homework, the kids were not very cool with that. Why am I getting a homework when the school is closed? So all these are very strange, but you can make fun out of it. How to handle these times? That is where we want to spend few minutes. I will share the way I do it. Believe me, doesn't make it right or wrong. It is not the only way and may not work for everyone. But I believe that the principles can be used broadly. So focus on the principles, adapt them to your situation, and use those principles, and that way we can stay physically and emotionally sane. And if you have any questions, feel free to type. So I will say, be prepared. Whatever is coming our way, we need to be prepared for that. So we should go and get groceries. Go get your groceries, I will say, for about a week. Because so that we don't have to make a trip every day, because that increases our exposure. But don't hoard it so much that the food is getting wasted. And then it will go waste. Because people did go crazy in the very beginning when they started hoarding all kinds of food. They went and bought every single toilet paper they could get a hand on. That may not be the smartest thing to do. Because now when the summertime comes and when they are having their garage sales or their yard sales, that is what they may be selling. So be prepared. Save some money. Don't spend on useless things, because we don't know how much money we are going to need, so be prepared for that. At the same time, have fun. Nothing can replace that. That is the key for everything. If we cannot have fun even during difficult times, we will be in a very bad shape. So how can we have fun? Again, I'm going to use a Vegas example. So when you could not go to a casino, you did not have the tokens, you could not get your drinks there, but people got creative, and what they started doing? They took their toilet paper and the sanitizers, because that is the most prized commodity at this point. So they started using that and having fun, and nothing wrong with that. There's a little kid in all of us, and I believe that we need to keep that little kid alive. Life gets much more difficult if we take everything very seriously. Get creative. What do I mean when I say get creative? Lots of people are missing their hair appointments, their nail appointments, but look at the good thing, that you are saving all that money on your nail appointments. I know of many nurses, many friends who used to go and get their nails done every 2 weeks, and now they're saving a lot of money. Hair remains a problem. I don't have that issue. I never have a bad hair day. But I can't speak that for everyone. So people are getting creative. They are cutting their kids' hairs, then they are cutting their spouse's hair, and they're coming out with all new hairdos. And nothing wrong with that. Or people who don't want to take that risk, they will be growing their hair long, and we will be back to 70s when long hair was fun. So go for it. Then if you're missing the restaurants, you're missing the bars too much, what you can do is put a drink in one room, then put another drink in another room, then a drink in a third room, then go from one room to another room and call it that you are doing a pub crawl. So that sort of activities may sound silly to you, but it's fun. It is the way to get over the difficult and the hard times. And next thing, this is a good opportunity to work on your tan. You don't have to be in the office during working hours, and by the time you are getting home, you were not having any sun. Now you have all the time. Many of us are working from home, and it is summertime, lot of sun, and you don't have to be totally covered. So go out in your backyard and work on your tan. Just don't overdo it. And you may come out looking something like this. So, and that is called a responsible tan, because they are still wearing their masks and they are getting their tans. So these are the kind of things we can do, and the natural suntan is much better. Make sure you wear your sunscreen and don't stay in the sun all day long, and because that may not be cool, because I don't want you to coming out roasted after your 1 hour being out in the sun. Another thing which I think is very good at this point is we can spend more time with the families. And that is very important. Employers will get rid of you in one day when they don't need you. People who are going to stand with you in difficult times, good times, is your family. This is an opportunity to spend more time with them. Spend more time with the kids. They may be complaining at times beforehand that, Dad, you don't spend too much time. Mom, you're taking care of everyone else, but you don't spend too much time with us. You know, the way to connect with the kids is playing video games, because that is what they like to do. You can be cool again. Learn the games, play with them, have some fun with them, and then what will happen is, then they may listen to you and they may want to do things that you like to do. And this is, I will say, this works for people who are, for kids who are between 5 and 13, 14 years of age. After that, they don't want to spend time with you. They want to be in their own room and doing their Twitter, Snapchat, or whatever other things they know. I have no clue about. But the kids who you are able to bond, this is a time to teach them everyday skills. These are the skills which prepare you for the real world, and they are not taught in any school or any Ivy League colleges, none of that. We all need to know how to change oil. We need to know how to change tire. Nobody teaches these things. So how can we go and teach our kids these things? This generation, I believe, has no clue about that. So, and if you are having a really lucky day, you can teach them how to do laundry, because many of them have no clue which buttons to push to do laundry. So they can learn those skills, and when they go to college, they will not be dependent on others. They won't be super frustrated. And you can come up with few other things like that. Make your spouse learn how to run a dishwasher. You know, having said that, another thing which is important is, it may work good for a few days, and then the teachers, and then now the parents are realizing how hard it is to spend 8 hours with the kids. Believe me when I say this, that if the schools are out or stay closed for too long, parents are going to invent the vaccine. They are going to find the vaccine much earlier before the scientists. Dr. Fauci is having a lot of help right around there. So that's what it is. One thing I think we need to remember is, when they're watching too much screen time and spending too much time on the screen, whether it is a TV or doing their phone, Facebook, whatever, there is something called a digital vision syndrome. And it's a new thing that we doctors have come up with. What are the symptoms of it? When you're spending too much time on your screen, the eyes feel tired. There is blurring of vision, and you may get headaches. How do we manage that? The way to manage is, remember a 20-20-20 rule, meaning that after 20 minutes of screen time, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. That will give eyes the rest and will help the muscles, different muscles play with it. And blink more often. When we are spending too much on the screen time because of the light, we have less need for blinking, and that can cause dryness of the eyes. So remember to blink more often when you are on the screen. And for difficult cases, use artificial tears. Then I will say, unleash the chef in you. I believe that all of us have a very significant hidden talents, but we never got the time, and unleash that. You all have creative ideas. Your grandparents came up with family recipes and stuff like that. So try those recipes. Have the kids understand how to boil eggs, how to make tea, things like that, which they don't know at this point. So it becomes important. This is my creation. I came up with this chili cheese dog. So that's the only talent I could have, but I'm pretty sure that you are way, way more talented than I am. You know, remember when I used to say something, when all of us used to say this thing, that don't eat out, cook at home and eat that, and that will help you lose weight. I don't believe that anymore. All those people who are eating at home right now, cooking at home, they're all gaining some weight. So make sure we burn those calories also. So for that, you have to go walking, running, do that in the morning or after the sun has set so that you don't get heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Never forget to find time for meditation. You know, we get busy, lot of different pressures, different stressors. Find 3 minutes in the morning, find 3 minutes in the evening, all to yourself. Very, very important that we do that. And find a corner. Which movie was that? Happy Gilmore? Like, go to a happy place. Go to a happy place, imagine, close your eyes, imagine something that gives you rest, peace, and just keep your eyes closed and imagine that you are there. And chant whatever you want to chant. And that will help with so many different things. It helps reset different chemicals in the body. It helps bring down the blood pressure, calm down the heart rate, and multiple good effects come with that. So it doesn't matter how you do it, but find a couple of minutes every day to do that. Then another thing I learned during these times was something called, there is an app. You know, the app's name is Smule. I don't know whether I am even saying it right. S-M-U-L-E. It's an app. You can go on your Play Store and download it. So all the people who can sing good, my name is Sing, but I cannot sing to save my life. But people who are good at this is a great app. So you can sing here, and your friend could be 3 states away in a different country, whatever it is, and they can sing. And then you can combine the songs. It is so much fun to watch. Try it. I have no stock in Smule or anything, but I'm pretty sure there are some other apps like that too. But this is the one I know, and my medical school friends made their videos and started sending those videos. It was unbelievable. So what this will help you is, it will help you get ready to get on the American Idol. Is it still playing American Idol? I'm not sure. If it is still playing, then you could be ready for that. As far as I am concerned, I have been practicing staying on my couch for so long, for the last 6 weeks or so. I think I'm ready to give an audition for American Idol. Not the Idol, but the American Idol myself. And I'm pretty sure I will have a very, very stiff competition in that. So another thing you can do is, once you're done sitting inside the 4 walls, looking at the same people all day long, try to get out. Go for a walk, go for a hike, make sure the places are open. And if all those places are closed, you can do gardening in your backyard. There are so many of us who have been so busy that we never took care of our backyards. So this may be a time. Nurseries are open. This is the right season to plant. Go ahead and start planting some good fruit trees or some flowers. It brings a cheer, it brings a joy. It makes you happy when you see nature blooming. And do that. If you cannot do any of that, at least take the weeds out. Start there. For others who are really struggling, and they are having hard time getting 2 meals together for their families, there are a lot of resources out there. And feel free to use those resources. America is a very, very generous country, and people are very, very kind. These are the times which brings the best out of people. So there will be a link we can post on this thing. I can give you an example. You can go to Catholic Charities of Southern Nevada, and you can get meals there. And even my temple is having a food drive this Saturday on the Lone Mountain Sikh temple. So I'm pretty sure all different organizations are trying so that their neighbors don't go hungry. No kid has to go to bed without having eaten. So make sure, find the resources and help them with that. If you know of your neighbors, share those resources with them. Then there are other resources. A lot of people have lost their job, and with that they lost their insurance. But there are resources in the town where you don't have to have health insurance. You can go there to get your outpatient needs met. So there are like Silver State Health on Tropicana, Renaissance Drive, and then there is volunteers in Madison. They are on the Martin Luther King Boulevard. And if you have money, fine. If you don't have money, they may see you for free also, but it is highly subsidized clinic visits. And for emotional well-being or having some behavioral crisis, people who are having a lot of stress and they are having a lot of anxiety and they are not able to sleep and they are looking for any kind of help, they can call the number here 702-916-5100 and they can get their needs met through that. Don't think that at this time you are all alone and there is no hope. There are lots of resources. All we need to do is access those resources. In the end, I'm going to say, I'm not sure if there are any questions or no. Keep faith, stay positive, use humor. Whatever your spiritual anchor is, use that spiritual anchor. It helps us tide through these difficult times, and always stay positive, even when it is not easy to stay positive. And use your humor the right way. Eat healthy. Don't watch too much TV. If you're exposed to media too much, that will make you depressed. So after this Facebook event, you should watch this one. But after this, you can turn off your phone for at least a couple of hours. This one is important. And then acquire the new skills. Learn some new skills during this time. If you're not good in computer science or anything, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, any of those things, maybe the kids can teach you this. Because once this crisis goes over, we may be looking for different jobs with different skill sets. So anything new you can learn, that may come very handy. Remember the KFC founder, he started his signature Kentucky Fried Chicken after the age of 75, when he had retired from his life. So that is how he made billions after that. So if there is a chef in you and there is a dish that you passed on from generation to generation, maybe market that. So acquire new skills. This is a time, because when we are busy with our work, we have no time to learn anything new. This is the time to acquire new skills. Either it will come in handy for livelihood, or it will be a new hobby. Either way, it is a good thing to have. Finally, I will say one thing, and this is my mantra. This is what I do all the time. Worry about the things you can control. Don't worry about the things you have no control over. You have no control whether other people are following the rules of social distancing or no. You have no control over predicting what will happen. None of us know how much toilet paper we are going to need, how long this is going to last, how others will react, whether I will be exposed or not exposed. We have no control over that. Don't let that mess your daily routine and mess you up. What you can do, what you have control over, is follow the recommendations, have a positive attitude, turn off the social media again after this, and be compassionate. Whenever we can help someone, we need to help them. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful to all of you who were able to find time, get out of your daily routines, and were able to get on the Facebook event with me. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye.